Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is John Campea, and this is a companion video. What are companion videos? Well, I'm awfully glad that you asked. To see, every day on the John Campea Show, Monday through Friday, we take time to take some live questions from the audience, but sometimes we don't have enough time to get around to all the questions that get sent in. But if you send in one of those questions, I want to make sure they get answered properly in a video, so I gather up those unused questions and we address them here on companion videos. So let's not waste any time and dive right into it. And the first question we're going to start getting caught up on comes to us from Adam Douglas, who writes, "Let us not forget, in 2005, Disney led the charge for Blu-ray over HD DVD, and it became the de facto winner. Disney doing it again with digital movies." Yeah, and Disney was part of, there was a group of studios, and now on both sides of that battle, when HD was kind of coming to the forefront, the new HD disc, what was going to be the format of choice? You had some companies and studios aligning with HD DVD. You had other studios and company aligning with Blu-ray. Disney was clearly one of the big players in that, and they aligned with Blu-ray. Now, this comes out of a story that we told. We were talking about the different format wars that we've had over the years. And if you go back a long time ago to the days of VHS and Betamax, yes, we all remember VHS, but some people may not remember that when VHS came out, there were actually two different formats. There was Betamax or beta tapes, and then there was VHS tapes. You would go into a video rental store, and not only did you have all the different movies, but all the different movies were in two different tape sizes. You had to figure out which format of tape were you going to get. And the thing that ultimately decided, now it depends on the historian you talk to, but a lot of people will tell you that it was when the porn industry decided to go with VHS that everybody just went, well, we better go with VHS then. And they went with VHS, and the rest was history. Anyway, but the same thing played out in Blu-ray and DVD, and we'll probably see it play out again somehow, some way, in some different format war coming in the days ahead. All right, next one up. Colin Prime writes, "My crappy 5 megabit per second internet connection doesn't allow me to watch 4K streaming, and I have no options to upgrade my speed." Here's the thing though, Colin. I remember when I first moved into my place, I had to wait a couple of weeks to get my internet connection. So I had one of these Sprint hotspot boxes that gave me 4 megabits per second. And I wirelessly connected my Roku to that via Wi-Fi. And I was able to watch 1080 no problem. Some issues now and again, but basically it was okay. Here's the reality of 4K though. Do not get me wrong, I'm not trashing on 4K. I have two 4K TVs. But the reality is, and you can go watch some of the experts talk about this, that there's many occasions in a lot of different contexts, you can't tell the difference between 4K and 2K or 4K and HD. It all depends on how big your display is and how close you sit to the display. If you sit really close to your TV, you'll be able to see the difference between 4K and regular HD. If you sit over a certain distance away from your TV, you really won't be able to perceive the difference. Now, there are websites and videos out there that will give you the formula about how, and in the way my living room is set up, I sit a pretty good distance away from the TV. And so even when I've got 4K content playing, I can't really tell the difference, or at least hardly, between 4K and HD. So depending on your context, you may not be missing out on all that much. That's just kind of my opinion. Anyway, Morris Codes writes, "Pretty sure the 6 seconds is YouTube skip ad acknowledgement more than anything, and that it started with Geico unskippable ads." Now, where I could be wrong about this, what I think that's referring to is the other day on the show, we talked about trailers before trailers. These days, when you're on like Facebook or online and you click a new trailer, it'll play like a 5-second trailer of the trailer, and then it'll play the trailer. Now, where that all comes from is actually, and I have talked to studio reps who've confirmed this, that is a response to social media. Because a lot of times you want somebody on social media to see a trailer. A lot of trailers start slow and then ramp up, right? Well, our attention spans are so short online that if a video starts playing and all I see is a dark sky over some cliffs and just move on, right? So what they do is at the front of those trailers, they put an action-packed or exciting or dramatic so-and-so movie, the trailer, and then they play the trailer so you know exactly what it is you're getting. And that's really the main reason why they do that. Jesse, one of two, writes, Watched The Mandalorian last night. Had so much fun with that. Again, I'm not head over heels in love with the first episode. It's not the greatest pilot I've ever seen, but it was good. And it checked all the boxes, and it made me real excited for the next episode. Anyway, watched The Mandalorian last night and thought it was excellent. This may sound blasphemous, but it's the first bit of Star Wars content I've seen in its entirety. So now I'm planning a movie marathon, thanks to Disney Plus, to watch all of Star Wars for the first time, except maybe the prequels. You know, it's funny because I'm hearing that more and more these days, Jesse. Actually, just the other day, Erin Cummings, I believe it was Erin, and she had gone to see Dr. Sleep with me, and she had never seen The Shining. She loved Dr. Sleep, and it's like, okay, now I want to go back and watch The Shining. We're seeing more and more people talk about stuff like that, like they see a sequel or a reboot or some kind of pickup continuation movie down the line to something that a person has never seen the original, and it's like, oh, now I want to go watch the original. So I'm super excited, Jesse. Anything that gets you on the Star Wars train is great, but I'm super excited that you like The Mandalorian, and that is awesome if you liked it so much that now you want to go back and start watching them again. And I personally approve of your decision to skip the prequels, but understand there are people who are big fans of the prequels too. So I say go through all the other Star Wars content, and then if you feel so motivated, even though I don't like the prequels, you should go back and give them a shot, because maybe you'll be one of those people that you like it too. You never know. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean you won't like it. But anyway, that's my thought. But I'm just happy that you like The Mandalorian. I'm glad you're on the Star Wars train, man. All right. Rugo Calvin writes, Sonic fans, did you do it? Paramount. Yes, fans. How much did it cost? Paramount everything. I'm not sure that it cost Paramount all that much, to be honest with you. Click my vid right. So Vader's a better chance on Obi-Wan than Maul. So what this is a reference to is the other day we talked about how there's still a lot of people out there who believe that Darth Maul is going to show up in the Obi-Wan series. We broke down on the show why that can't happen. It would completely go against canon. They've already set up what happened to Darth Maul and Obi-Wan in the Rebel series. The Rebel series, they say, is absolute canonical history of Star Wars on equal footing as the movies, so you can't do that without breaking canon. So yes, click my vid. There is a better chance of Vader showing up in an Obi-Wan thing. Now, I'm still completely against it. Now, I know my good friend Christian Harloff, and he and I will debate this on a future episode of Dark Side, Light Side. Christian has, and makes some good arguments about how, you know, why he would like to see Vader show up and why he can do it, and it's not contradictory. To me, it is fan wish fulfillment. Because if you take the spirit of what was the intended communicated message of the original Star Wars movie, it was clear and beyond dispute that the meaning in the first Star Wars movie, when it came to Vader and Obi-Wan, was that they hadn't seen each other since their conflict, since their parting of ways. That was the last time they saw each other. That was the clear and obvious meaning of the movie. Now, in hindsight, decades later, we as fans so badly want to see Obi-Wan and Vader together again that we're willing to play the semantic game. Well, maybe what they meant by that, it could mean this. And no, look, the clear message of the original movie, which is canon and you shouldn't break canon, was that was the last time. The Mustafarian event, which they had not yet given a terminology to or actual facts to, but their breakaway event, when he turned dark, that's the last time they saw each other. That was the clear intent of the message of the original movie. It's only in hindsight that we want to go back and kind of rewrite history to force it to allow for Darth Vader to come back. Now, if you're not somebody who really cares about canon all that much, I get the appeal of it. I do. Because, hell, it would be cool to see Obi-Wan and Vader square off again. That said, I am kind of a stickler when it comes to Star Wars canon. There's a lot of other franchises where canon doesn't matter. X-Men, continuity, schmontinuity, as far as Fox was concerned, doesn't really matter. There's many, many franchises I like that canon's not that big of a deal. Star Wars canon is supposed to be a big deal. So I don't think they should at all. I don't think they should even consider bringing Vader in. But, to your point, click my vid, it would be much easier to do it than it would be for Maul. Because even with Maul, you can't play around with the wording and try to look at alternative truths and stuff like that to force it to have Maul come back. There's no way to do that. You can do that with Vader. You can twist meanings and subvert things and say, well, what if this means this and what if up means down? Then you can come up with ways, and Christian raises some very good arguments for that it can fit within canon to make that happen, even though it can't. But it's a much easier proposition to do that with Vader than it is for Darth Maul. So, yes, click my vid. I affirm your preposition there that there is a better chance that Vader shows up in Obi-Wan than Darth Maul. I still don't think he should, but I think there's a better chance he will. Certainly a better chance that he will than Darth Maul will. All right, thanks for that. Mr. Demi441 writes, I have a Blu-ray collection, but even I need to call it a day. Yeah, I mean, we were talking a lot the last couple of days about physical media is coming to its end. Anyway, also here in Australia, I assume that's what Oz means, or is it Austria? Is Oz Australia or Austria? I never know. Anyway, all movies play with 15 minutes of trailers, no more, no less. That is still too much, but it's way better than what we've got here in North America. You know, it's been one of my big pet peeves, and they're doing things to make the movie-going experience better. They are. But one of my remaining pet peeves is, look, I paid you money to come into your theater and watch a movie. I'm not here for free. I paid to be here. And your advertisement said that the movie starts at 7 p.m. Why the hell am I in my seat for almost a half hour watching commercials and trailers until you start my movie? Ad didn't say movie starts at 7:30. It said it started at 7. So fix that. And it's like 25 to 30 minutes, sometimes longer. I've gotten reports from people saying it was even longer than that. So, man, 15 minutes is still too long, but that sounds pretty good to somebody where I'm living. Pretty good. All right, Marie Seifring writes, Robert Meyer Burnett looks like the most interesting man in the world. Dos Equis. Yeah, Robert's been growing the beard. And you know what? If you had asked me in advance if I thought Robert would look good with a beard, I probably would have said no. But seeing him growing the beard, I think he looks sharp. Hey, that's maybe not everybody agrees, but I personally think he looks pretty damn sharp with that beard, Marie. All right, Ben Rayner, and this is the final question of the day, and then we're all caught up. Ben Rayner writes, hey, Campea, a group of us started a Dark Side, Light Side Facebook group, sent you an invite. Know you're crazy busy. Come check it out if you have time. Okay, so here's the interesting thing. A number of people, I think there are 2 or 3 people have started up Dark Side, Light Side Facebook groups. As a matter of fact, somebody wrote to me and said, hey, John, we started the Dark Side, Light Side Facebook group. We call it the official Dark Side, Light Side Facebook group. And I wrote back to him and said, hey, that's great. That's awesome. Thank you for starting that. However, you got to take out the word official because it is not sanctioned by me and it's not sanctioned by Christian and we didn't start it and whatever. So if you want to start a fan group for it, that's awesome, but you can't have the word official in it because it's not the official one. Only if I started one would it be the official one, I or myself or Christian. So there are a couple, but I will definitely go, you know what? I encourage you guys to find each other and figure out a way to merge it just into one group because it would be a lot easier if we just had one group. That's just my idea. Anyway, guys, that will do it for this installment of the companion videos. We didn't have many to get caught up on, but I didn't want them to pile up too much or have to wait around too long. Thank you so much for being here. And listen, guys, don't forget the John Campea Show. If you're watching this on Thursday night, the John Campea Show returns again tomorrow. Me and Robert Meyer Burnett already working on a bunch of the stories we're going to be talking about. And if you're watching this video any other time, come on by the John Campea YouTube channel every day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We go live with the John Campea Show for an hour and a half, 2 hours, talking about our favorite things in the world, movies and movie news. And if you can't be there live, no problem. You can just watch it after the fact. They're all up on the YouTube channel. All right, guys, that will do it for me. Thanks a lot for being here. My name is John Campea, and until our next video, bye-bye.